All right, what's going on, boys? We're back. It's Keg and Coop back for the weekly NASCAR Cup Series video right now. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. It's all we ask for. It's the least you could do. Aside from that, what's going on, my friend?
Not much, man. Let's get into it, man. I've been wanting to do this show for a while. We got a lot to talk about, man. I tried to do it last night. Tried to get you to go to bed.
Yeah,
listen, be able to sleep in, but no,
man.
Let a
guy please.
8 o'clock. Who goes
let
to
a
bed
guy.
at 8 o'clock?
You broke my balls for a year about not going to bed early. Now I'm going to bed early, and you're breaking my balls. And we still hit 5 units to end the night.
Man, we should have put like half our account on freaking Tony Stewart last night.
that was crazy. So we hit that at plus 260, and then we hit Garcia in rounds 1 to 6 at plus 220. And yesterday was insane, bro. Literally like 20 plus units on the show. It was dumb. Nice. All right, so let's get into it. Last week, I gave you every play I was on pre-race. You would have won 10 units. 3 weeks, 21 units on this show now. So it was what I think it was what we expected, Coop. Would you agree from Atlanta?
Yeah, it was a good race, man. Good race.
All right, so now we go right back to the 1 mile flat tracks, right? Or at least flatter tracks. We're in Loudon, New Hampshire this week. What say you overall about the racetrack in general?
I don't know. I mean, what do you think? You think we're going to see, everybody's talking about, we've seen these long, boring green flag runs on these flat tracks, with this car so far this year. Or do you think we see, some cautions here and some cautions there and, some unexpectedness coming out of it? And, we see some shakeup here and there. Because, I mean, if they do get on the long green runs, the passing is going to be difficult. We've seen passing to be very difficult on these flat tracks because of the shifting, and it allows for the drivers, to make mistakes and not really be penalized when they're in the turns. So I don't know. I mean, it depends. I mean, the intensity is going to be picking up because, they're fighting for playoff points. They're fighting for, to get into the playoffs. So, we could see some shenanigans, that Xfinity race yesterday, I don't know if I've ever seen a red flag at this track before. 1, and then 2, as much, car problems / incidents, combined in that entire race.
Yeah, definitely. So
I don't know. It's kind of I think you got to come up with a flow.
My first question to you is, do you think if you have a great car today, you're going to be able to pass and make your way through the field, or do you think it's too hard to pass at Loudon?
Well, I think if you have a very good car, it's much easier to pass. Yeah.
Okay.
But do I think it's going to be easy? No, I don't think it's going to be easy.
Kyle Busch, from where he's starting, should slice through a lot of those people like butter. Because his car,
he could, man. But I mean, 10 laps into the race, he could be talking about how shitty it is because he's in dirty air.
I guess.
I don't know. I think for Kyle, the biggest advantage for him would be to see some chaos, and hope he's not involved in it, and because that's going to allow him to get on pit road more often, and they're very good on pit road. So that would be an advantage for him. But, I think he can make his way up through there on long green run flags. I have a problem saying that word, man. I'm going to have to stop saying it, man.
Green flag run.
Yeah, green flag runs, man. But yeah.
All right, so let's talk about the scope of the race here now, because I know that you're high on the Toyotas this week, right? And I understand why, because
Joe Gibbs.
Right. Like, if we're being honest, they've been the best group of flat track, short track drivers in the sport for a while, those three guys. And Chris Bell looks like he is a beast. And they've been relevant this year on these type of tracks, right? So I understand why you like Gibbs. But for me, because Gibbs is not relevant every week, as a matter of fact, more weeks than not, they haven't been relevant to win a race this year. So them being back into the mix this week with how good some of the Fords and some of the Chevys are going to be today, to me, makes this a much more wide open race than we've seen the last.
Yeah, I agree. Like, earlier in the week, I mean, all the talk was about Gibbs, all the talk was about Fords and Penske. And everybody was saying, let's stay off of HMS because they're not very good here. And, I do a show with Free NASCAR DFS on Thursday nights. And, I picked a couple of drivers who I thought could be sneaky, man. And Chase Elliott was one of them because, he's won, 2 of the last 3 races. He's been good in the other race, and he's done it all on different tracks. And he's just been freaking fast, and I'm like, if I can get Chase for 10%, I'll play him, And then, he goes out and, does well. I have some concerns with Chase, though, as far as his long run speed.
I disagree. I disagree with you. I on Monday, I sent you the 4 guys. I said Kyle Busch, Ryan Blaney, Chase Elliott, Kevin Harvick. I think one of those 4 guys wins. And I feel that way today also, although I think that there are more cars in the mix. Marty, Denny, Byron, Logano, if it all broke right for him, Almirola, Chase Briscoe, if it all broke right for him. So
why do you think Chase can run long here? He didn't show good long run speed in practice.
I just think that if he can make his way up to the front at the end, much like how Alex Bowman is, he could find himself in that spot at the end of the race like he has done before. So I think it's wide open, but to me, Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott, Blaney, and Harvick, I think, are the core 4 guys that I would like to put money on. I bet Elliott at 10-1 before practice and qualifying, and I took Kyle Busch at 8-1, even though the best number I could find for the sheet was like plus 750. I'm rocking with those 2 guys going into the race. I think
you gotta sell me on Elliott, man. Like, why do you think he can stay?
He's been the best car. He's been the best car on the track for 5 weeks, Scoop. It's not even close. And we have seen him with like that last time that you're expected to go in down pit road, let's say with like 60, 65 laps to go. We have seen him start 8th or 7th multiple times at that point in the race and finish in the top 3.
Mm-hmm.
He just gets there. And so that car right now is on another level right now than anybody in the field the last 5 weeks at least.
All right. Why not Truex?
You know me. First of all, he's lucky to be alive on this show, okay? Because you put him in the fucking ground, you gave him a straw to breathe out of.
You should see my hands.
Then you dug him back up and you put him on life support. And I think he actually got one for us. Didn't he win that race that week?
No, he hasn't won a race.
Oh, or he was in position to win that race late, I think. So listen, man. It's hard to get behind Marty these days. It really is. It
But
just I would be more apt. Well, I'm already on Kyle. I would be more apt to gravitate towards Denny and Chris Bell before Marty, I think.
But doesn't it scare you that here's a guy that doesn't qualify very well and he's on the pole?
Doesn't it? Yeah, I mean, that Josh
I mean,
Berry.
to me,
Same thing.
like when Marty runs like and qualifies like on the first row or maybe even the second row, like he's got a really damn good car, man. Because
You know what the
really
problem
isn't a very good qualifier.
You know what the problem is, Coop? I just have a hard time, based on what he has shown us this year, getting on him at 6.5 or 7-1
You can get him at 8.
as your odds-on favorite to win the race. I
You
mean,
can get him at 8.
that doesn't seem a little absurd to you. I mean, that alone it is a reason to not get on him. He like the favorite at 7-1, based on what he's done this year. How many times have we sat here and seen him qualify good, and you say, "There goes Marty dropping through the field like a stone"? How many times has that happened?
Not good, man. Like good, you meaning like good for him is like 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and those are on 1.5-mile tracks, man. This is on a flat track, one that he's done well with, one that's comparable with Richmond, which he does really well at. One is comparable with Phoenix, which he does really well at. And, he doesn't run, qualifying well. And to me, when he qualifies well, that's scary. Like, I don't know. Like, if he gets up there, he gets the lead, he's going to be 5-1, 4-1 in 30 laps.
I mean, I would assume that he's probably a good DFS play today, because he could lead a lot of laps early in this race, right? From a dominator perspective.
Well, I mean, look at it like this.
To be fair, so can Chase Elliott. So can Chase.
Right. So one of those is going to be like 4 or 5-1 very quickly. You're on Elliott, I'm on Truex.
But here's the thing. If something happens, first time they go down pit road, bad stop, they come out 9th, and they end up riding around 9th around the track for a while, you're probably going to see that number start to go back towards the closing line pre-race. Don't you agree?
Oh, yeah, you could, definitely. But, you're taking a chance at, them having issues on pit road.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. But, Coop, it never goes the way. Nobody's leading 301 laps today, bro.
All right, sorry. So we're not going to agree on Marty and Elliott. Let's move on.
All right, we both love Kyle, right? Okay, Kyle Larson, I'll be honest. I think he's going to run better than people think he will today. What do you think?
I do. Yeah, I do too. I don't know if he has like a winning type of car, but I think he has a car that's going to be in the top 3 to top 6 or 7 all day.
I agree. That I spot on. Ryan Blaney has led the most laps and the fastest laps in this format this year, right? So, yeah, you have to expect him to be really good today, don't you?
No, I don't expect him to be great.
Because
Why? He's done that from the pole. When Blaney gets back, he can't pass cars when he gets back. He's shown that. Like, he's like Logano. That team struggles to pass cars when they're in dirty air for whatever reason. I think Blaney, like, I'm not playing him in DFS, and I'm not doing anything with him pre-race betting wise. I think he can be like a car that finishes 6th, 7th, and 8th, something like that.
I think you're selling him short today, Coop.
Like what he's done on these comp tracks has been on the pole. and he's not on the pole today.
All right, Willie B. I think Willie B is going to run better than people think today. He's I think he's just falling on hard times, man.
I think Willie B is like Larson, except I think he has more upside than Larson.
Yeah.
I think Willie B could win this race.
So do I.
And right now, there's a book out there that has him at 12-1.
DK, I'm looking at him right now.
And the other books have him at like 9.
Yeah. I agree with you. I think that Hendrick's going to be good today. I think Willie could win this race. Kyle's going to run well. Chase could win the race. I totally agree. Kevin Harvick can win this race today. I don't care what you say. I
mean, this is look. I told you all year. I picked my spots for Harvick. This is probably the best opportunity you have to put it in my face when I said last year at the beginning of the year that Kevin Harvick won't win another race. This is probably your best chance. If he doesn't win today, man, you're in trouble.
Listen, the shovel is not out yet. It's not even out yet. I didn't even dig the hole to put him in the ground yet. All right.
Oh, he's. I had to undig him last night.
No, settle down, Coop. All right, but
in my opinion, I think this race comes down to Truex, Byron, Harvick, and possibly Kyle Busch.
Truex, Byron, Harvick, and Busch. I'm Busch, Harvick, probably Elliott, and that last spot, I don't know. Now you got me thinking maybe I shouldn't be as high on Blaney as I should be. But if not Blaney, then Byron, I would say, would be the guy.
So like my plan is I'm going to bet Truex to win. I haven't put any win bets out there yet, but I'm going to bet him to win. And then I'm going to pray that, he gets the lead over Elliott. And then I'm going to watch Byron, I'm going to watch Harvick, and I'm going to watch Kyle Busch. And I don't want their numbers to get out of control. But
what are you betting? Say it again. You're taking Marty and Byron?
No, just Marty.
Oh, okay.
Byron's the one I'm really worried about because, Kurt Busch and Bubba Wallace have fast cars, but I don't know if they have the long run speed.
You're not worried about Chase Elliott at all today?
No, I don't think he has the long run speed.
Maybe
he
Kyle
could put me in the grave early.
Maybe Kyle Busch. Maybe he was the best car on the track by a mile.
He could put me in the grave early. I might be going into one that I done dug Kevin out of.
All right. Look, going down the list, more drivers in that 12-1 range. Denny and Bell, and Logano. I would say I like Denny and Bell more than I like Logano.
Yeah.
All right.
But there's nobody else I really want to look at other than 4 drivers until the race actually starts.
Yeah,
Bell, I have some concerns about because he wasn't very fast. But, he has good track position, and he's really good on these flat tracks. So,
Chad, what do you think about Almirola? This is the best format he has.
Yeah, it's the best format he has. But if you look at Richmond and Phoenix this year, he's been bad. So, speed-wise.
What do you think about finishes? We haven't spoke about them, but Trackhouse has been fast all year. You expect Chastain and Suarez to be good today?
I think they can be top 10 if everything works right for them. I think for them to get into the top 5, some wanky shit would have to happen.
And then finally, Kurt Busch, Reddick, Briscoe, Bubba in that 20-30-1 range.
Yeah, I don't mind Briscoe. He had some bad qualifying, but he was really good in practice. He's been good on these flat tracks. He's a good shifter of the car.
That's why I asked you about driving through the field, because I mean he looked really good in practice. 30 to 1 is not bad, Coop, because if he's there late, he could be a factor.
He's going to be 30 to 1 for a while. It's
Yeah,
going to take him
probably
a
right.
while to get there.
All right, top fives. Did you see anything?
Yeah, actually, there's two. Kyle Busch plus 120 on DK. I think he could
Yeah,
probably get it maybe 130, 135.
I said
I
it.
have
We
some
were talking about it on the
interest in
live
that.
show. Love it. Go
And
ahead.
Kevin Harvick, I think plus 165. I think you can get for.
Talking about that on the live show. We're in lockstep. Let's go, Coop. Are you betting them both? If you are, I'll bet them both right
Dude,
now.
I got a shitload of bets, man. We got to talk about, man. Let's hold your panties, man.
We were bored during the show, and we were going through the lines. I like those top fives. What about Willie B at plus 160?
I don't feel as confident, even though I said I think he could win earlier, at betting him at top five as Kyle Busch and Harvick, because I think of the three drivers, he's the one I could see, finishing 7th, 8th, or 9th too, more than Kyle Busch or Kevin Harvick.
All right, top tens. Did you see anything you liked?
No, I don't even look at top tens anymore.
Yeah, the value's gone. Winning manufacturer, Chevy, Toyota, Ford.
I've already. Oh no. I don't like the money on it.
Top Chevy.
What are we going to the drivers now?
Yeah. I'm gonna hit.
Well, I did pick Gibbs to win at plus 200. All right, on MGM I think it's a 210 now. I do think Gibbs wins.
Here I spoke about that bet yesterday, right? But kind of from a different perspective. My perspective was, I think that Kyle Busch has an excellent chance to win today, right?
And Mark
but I think that there are other drivers out there that aren't Gibbs that can win. So I was thinking about betting Gibbs at that plus 200 going into the race almost as a built-in hedge, because you got Marty and Denny and Kyle and Bell covered at 2 to 1 if one of them wins, and it gives you a little bit more freedom live, right? So that's I know you're betting it because you just think that a Gibbs car is going to win, but I was kind of betting it as kind of like a built-in hedge. So I agree with you there. I don't mind that play at all. Is that
the only other bet? Yeah. On MGM, I think on DK it's around 150. I'm not sure about bet 365.
Yeah, I'm gonna at plus 200. I'm gonna bet that.
The only other bet I've made so far was Toyota to finish first and second, because I think plus 800 was a great number. It's down to plus 500 now, so I like that.
Yeah, I guess I don't mind it at 8 to 1. I guess I don't mind it.
Well, you can't get it at 8 no more. I don't know if I would have made it at 5.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have made it at all, because I think that Chevy and Ford have excellent chances to be up there. But I don't mind.
I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you. But I like that 800 number.
Yeah. I
thought there was a better chance that it could happen than what they're giving that money out at.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're ready to talk the top cars now by manufacturer.
Go ahead.
We're done with the team stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to give you an opportunity to hedge off of your Elliott. All right.
What do
Who
you
do you
mean?
think the top? Who do you think the top Chevys are today? Obviously, you think Elliott is, right? We both like Elliott. I mean, excuse me, Elliott. We both like Larson. We both like Byron, right?
Right.
Do you think Reddick has a chance at beating any one of them?
Any one of them or all of them?
We're talking top Chevy.
Oh, so you mean all of them? Does he have a chance to beat all of them? If I'm being honest, I might be more apt to take Alex Bowman at 15-1 because he's a Hendrick car, and I think Hendrick is going to be good today. Before I would take Reddick at 10-1.
Right. But do you really think Bowman can drive all the way through there and end up being the
I
top Chevy?
don't know. That's why my biggest question.
Bowman hasn't showed any speed for the last
The
several weeks.
first question I asked you was do you think cars are going to be able to drive through the field?
I don't know if Bowman can do it because he hasn't had enough speed. But then again, maybe they make a couple slight changes. I mean, he was just so far off the other 300 cars yesterday. It wasn't even funny.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Reddick does, but man, I wouldn't want to shoot my shot against those.
Right. Yeah, I'm not betting Reddick. Don't worry about it, man. I don't think he has a chance. Do you think Chastain or Suarez has a chance?
Man, Trackhouse has been so good. Yeah, Chastain has a chance. Yeah, he does. Let's be honest.
But this hasn't been their greatest, man. They've been better on the ovals and the flat. I mean, the roads.
I know, but this year, bro, they're just a beast. That car. Right. It wouldn't shock.
And they don't have the track position.
True, but it wouldn't. Would it shock you if at the end of the race he was top Chevy?
It would shock me more so this week than other weeks. So, which leads me, all right, to Byron and Larson. I think we both agree that the top Chevy is down between Byron, Larson, and Elliott.
Yeah.
You can get Byron at $450 on DK and Larson at $375 on MGM.
What's the best price you can get on Elliott?
I don't know. I didn't even look because I wasn't concerned about Elliott. You check DK real quick.
Plus 230 at DK. But Larson is plus 270 at DK. You got a much better
240 on MGM.
Yeah, I think you're way overlooking Chase Elliott today. I'll tell you that.
Or you're way too high on him.
No, I'm not wrong. I wasn't wrong on
that with confidence.
I wasn't wrong on him last week, Coop, when I took him pre-race. The car is really good. It's really good right now.
You don't like a little Byron at 400 and whatever I said, 475.
Yeah, I do like that number. Yeah, I think I would rather take Elliott and Byron to try to beat Larson, even if I was going to only make 1.4 units on the scrape.
Okay, all right. So that's a potential one. Anything else with Chevy?
No, not really.
What are your thoughts on Ford? Top Ford. I think that Kevin Harvick and Chase Briscoe would be the two guys that because that number on Ryan Blaney is so low that I would rather try to beat him at that price, even though I think he's going to run well today. I would rather try to beat him. So Harvick and Briscoe would be the two guys that I would take out of that group. You think Briscoe has a chance to get up there?
I do. Yeah, his car was really good in practice. I think he just put down a bad lap.
Right. No, I don't disagree with you on that. But I mean, if we get them long, runs, that's going to hurt him, to get up there. What about Keselowski? 1,600, I think, is a number. Like, I think I would be more apt to take a shot on him versus Briscoe because he's already got the starting position.
What has he done on the comp? Actually, I have the 3 up right now.
He's been solid.
He was 32nd in green flag speed at Phoenix. He was.
I think I'm kind of throwing Phoenix out because it was the second, third, fourth race of the year. It was the first race on those flat tracks.
Yeah, he was fourth.
Look at how much better Joe Gibbs has become now on this versus that. Gibbs was horrible at Phoenix.
He was 4th at Richmond and 21st at Gateway.
I don't know. I think in the end, if I'm going to bet top Ford, I'm just going to put my money on Harvick and hope he wins because I think he has a really good shot at being the top Ford. I don't want to play him with anybody else. I just want to let it be Kevin Harvick, and if I win it, I win it. If I lose it, oh well.
I don't mind it because I think he's got a great shot to win today, Coop. I think that we're going to be celebrating him, and you're going to be like, "Well, you were right, Keg. You were right."
It only took you a year and a half to get there.
It only took him a year and a half, but you got it done. You got it done. Come on, Happy. One time for the boys.
So if we do top Ford, it'll be Harvick. I think we agree on.
Yeah.
All right. What about Toyota?
It was always Kyle Busch. I mean, it's not even it was always Kyle Busch. I'm sorry. That card's too good.
On DK, like Kyle Busch to be the top Toyota is plus 300. Like, do you think that's like kind of high?
What is it? I
do you
bet
think it's 210?
Let me check what it is at Bet 365. Plus 240. Yeah, that's high.
300. Yeah, 300. That's a great number, man.
Yeah, that's worth betting. I agree.
But like, I don't know. I don't feel like confident in it like I do with Harvick going solo, because I think Marty could do it, man.
Coop, but here's the thing, bro. Marty wasn't even close to Kyle Busch in practice. If Kyle Busch makes his way up there,
nobody was close to Kyle Busch.
If he makes his way up there, it's over.
Yeah, it is. But like, there was another race when we said, hey, if Kyle Busch gets up there, it's over. And, he ended up finishing second.
I personally would rather take the same approach that we were going to take on Ford and just take Harvick and shoot my shot with Kyle Busch at 3-1.
I like putting Marty in there at 280.
All right, go to matchups. Did you see anything you liked?
Yeah, there's 3 of them that I like. You want me to start with the one that's going to blow your head out, or do you want me to start with the more sensible ones?
I mean, you do you, my friend.
So I like Keselowski at plus 105 over Bubba Wallace.
I mean, anytime you want to fade Bubba, I'm down with that. So, okay, go ahead.
Kyle Busch plus 100 over Blaney.
I like that. Go ahead.
You're going to nix the next one. We're going to see where you really stand now. Kyle Busch plus 100 over Elliott.
Elliott. No, wait. What's the price on Elliott?
120 minus 120.
I want to take Elliott because that's who I think will win the matchup, but I couldn't lay $1.20 against Kyle Busch.
Okay. All right.
I couldn't lay $1.20 against him today.
So you like Cobb? You like it against Blaney though?
Yeah. I didn't see a ton of matchups that I liked.
Yeah, those were the three that stuck out to me.
Yeah, and like even those, like I like them, but like I'm not, oh, that's a guaranteed winner. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
What about the groups? Any groups?
There's two. Kyle Busch plus 290 over Elliott, Larson, and Blaney.
I can't do that.
And the other one is on DK. Hold on, let me pull it up. It's got Harvick at plus 220. Shoot.
Byron, Bell, and Reddick.
Yeah, I take Byron and Harvick at 220. You just scrape a little bit, but I think Reddick's totally out of that. But I think Byron. I take my shot on Byron and Harvick, one of the two beating Bell.
I don't mind that. Yeah, I would agree there. All
right.
All right, so we have some bets. So I'm on Elliott at 10-1 and Busch at 8-1. Although I had to put him on the sheet at 7.5-1. So those are my two bets. Now you bet Marty at what price?
I haven't bet him yet, but I'm gonna bet him at 8-1.
Okay, so then those are basically the three outrights that Coop and I will have going into the race. And then aside from that, Gibbs to win the race at 2-1. I'm going to use that as a hedge. Coop just likes it because he thinks Gibbs is going to win. So I like that to use as a hedge. I'm going to bet that. And then the top Chevy, I don't really mind Elliott and Byron taking them both.
I like Byron and Larson.
And you like Byron and Larson, yeah. So I don't mind. So yeah, so those are the three guys we would bet then combined. Top Ford, Kevin Harvick at plus 380. I'm betting that. Coop's betting that.
Yep.
Top Toyota, Kyle Busch at 3-1. I'm betting that, but Coop's gonna add in Marty. All right.
Yep.
I'm
taking Kez over Bubba.
And Coop's taking Kez over Bubba. Coop, we are going to be building a few lineups today, my friend. I'm going to enter. I entered that single tournament, the single entry 121, threw a couple in the 88 and 44. So we're making lineups after the DFS show. So coming up next, JJ will be on with Joey and Holden. For
there any bets that you like, man? I think I called them all out, man.
No, those are the ones. Those are the ones that I like.
There was nothing that you saw in there that you liked.
No. I talked about some of them yesterday, last night on our show. But I mean, I basically agree with what you said. I don't see a ton anywhere else. You know where I stand on the four guys that I like going in. You know what I mean? So right. I bet Busch and Elliott. I'm going to be looking live to bet Harvick and I think Blaney's going to run better than you think he will. And then I think Byron and probably Briscoe are live. So I think that's where I'm at personally. So naturally, top Toyota Kyle Busch makes sense. That's why I would only bet him. You would add in Marty. You're higher on Marty than I am today. I'm higher on Chase than you are today. And then top Ford, I agree with you. If I was only going to bet one, it would be Harvick. And then aside from that, I didn't really bet anything else other than that Joe Gibbs hedge that we were talking about yesterday. So I mean, I think you pretty much nailed the only pre-race looks that are really worth looking at in today's race, to be honest. So I'm pretty much in lockstep. I don't really see, I don't and the one difference is I'm not going to bet any matchups today for sure, and you bet one, right? So
I bet one. I might bet all three of them.
Okay, so yeah, so that's different. But the one group stage that you mentioned, that Byron and Harvick Group C split, I don't mind that either. I'll probably tail that.
So let me ask you this, all right?
Yeah.
So I talked about Kyle Busch in the group at being plus 290 against Elliott Larson and Blaney.
Right? I can't do that because I think
I know. I get that. Right?
Yeah.
And then I talked about Kyle Busch head-to-head against Blaney and Elliott both at plus 100. Is it better to do the head-to-head, or do you think it would be better just to do the group and hope he beats all three?
I would just take your shot at 3 on that 3-1. Yeah, but
versus trying to, I mean, you know, because I mean, I guess the piece that leaves it out is like if he beats Blaney, but he doesn't beat Elliott, you know, I still break even. Whereas if I do the group, I lose it all.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's true.
But then, you know, if he wins the group, I win more, obviously.
Right. If he doesn't win the group, though, you'll lose 1 unit as opposed to however many matchups. Like, let's say he just shits the bed and you lose every matchup you have him in. You're losing more money than just shooting your shot on Kyle Busch to win the group.
We're losing a lot if Kyle Busch shoots his shit today.
Right. So I mean, yeah, the only thing bet that you said today that I didn't really think about at all this week was that Group C Will Byron Kevin Harvick split. I like that. I think I'm going to tail that. But in terms of like top Ford, it was
right, because like I would almost rather take my chances at Kyle Busch head-to-head against those versus the group, and then put, you know, like I said, my money on the group of Harvick and Byron.
Yeah. So top Toyota, obviously, he's my favorite Toyota by a mile. So 3-1, I like that. And Harvick, that's really the only thing you can bet unless you're taking shots on like Briscoe or Keselowski.
Right.
I think you just shoot your shot with Harvick at 4-1. The top Chevy, to be honest, Coop, I'm probably going to stay away. I'm not going to bet top Chevy. I think I'm only going to bet that Group C split and Harvick top Ford, Busch top Toyota. Those are the three bets.
Busch top 5, Harvick top 5.
I like them, but I don't think I'm going to bet them.
Right.
I think that they have an excellent chance to win, but I don't want to be too highly invested pre-race because I really want to be able to throw some money around, especially based off the fucking night we had yesterday. Like, I really want to try to nail the live.
I agree with what you're right. I agree with what you're saying because I don't think we're going to get a 20-1 winner today.
Right. Exactly.
I don't even know if we're going to get a 15-1 winner.
So that's why, like, I think between that Joe Gibbs hedge at 2-1, which I liked, and then taking a shot on Busch to be the top Toyota, Harvick to be the top Ford, and that Group C split. That's gonna be my pregame action. I think that those are the best spots on the board pre-race.
Okay.
And
I might add some more. We'll see.
Yeah, you'll have. I know you'll have the groups. I mean, not the groups, the matchups, right? And maybe a couple top fives. And we've done really well the last 3 weeks with top tens. But like, the one thing I don't want to do, because looking at my action already. If I start betting Harvick top 5, Busch top 5, if those two today, rip a tire in half and hit the wall, I don't want to be down 6 units. Right. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's where I'm going to stop today for sure. And then my 2 looks going in pre-race, and that's that, boys. We're done. At 12 o'clock, Holden, JJ, and Joey will be on talking baseball, I believe, like normal, breaking down the MLB slate. And then Coop, me, JJ will be back at 1 o'clock on the DFS side, talking NASCAR and DFS and bets. So check that out. I hope your action runs pure this weekend. Crush responsibly. We're out. Later.